Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday. Today is what? Man, December 21st, 4 days before Christmas. Hope everybody got their holiday shopping done and going to enjoy some time with family, at least here coming up from now through the new year. And the home inventory in the villages hit over 550 homes. Hit 553 as of this morning. Here we are. 553. That's the highest I've ever seen it. Broke that 550 mark. I've been looking at that. And the home inventory fluctuates a lot. I think the realtors play some games with some of the listings, pending, back to active, whatever. But it's quite obvious what's going on. I've been saying this for a year that inventory is going to increase, prices are going to drop, rates are not going to go below what people think they're going to. I still see today Wall Street still pushing for lower rates because all those guys are stuck owning a ton of real estate with their hidden equity firms. And, a lot of those guys are going to lose a lot of money. Not only is the stock market not returning as much to those funds that these guys manage, they also have a ton of money, probably trillions of dollars around the world, sunk into real estate that was in a bubble when they bought. So we'll wait and see if the crackheads on Wall Street have a conniption coming up and see what happens. But at the same time, if you're looking to buy into villages, you're going to have a wide variety of options. You can go there, take a look. Feel free to take your time. But sometimes when you go down there, it's kind of interesting how the villages work. You walk into this house, you're like, man, this thing's beautiful. Then you go into three more, and like, man, these are not very nice, right? And you find that one, and that one is selling. Okay, like typically, if you like the house, someone else will too. And because most of us have style, we know it looks good. Um, and I think most people can walk into a home and say, wow, this is actually very nice. That's what's selling. So if you have a nice home, you're thinking about selling your property and it's in really good shape, it looks good, it shows well, the landscaping's well kept, the roof's been replaced, hot water, tank or instant on, and the furnace and AC are all in good shape. That house is going to sell if it's priced correctly. If you're going to throw it out there, say, geez, I hope someone's dumb enough to buy this price, and it's probably not going to work very well for you. As we can see in inventory skyrocketing, sellers are behind the ball right now when it comes to buyers making offers and actually following through with the purchase. So, sellers are usually late to the party. They were back in 08, 09. I saw many people that just wouldn't sell. They just thought the market was just going to continue to go up. And COVID, as I've said many times, it was a once-in-a-lifetime gig. I mean, you had a very small window to make a ton of money on people getting out of Dodge, and that window is closed. So we have no choice but for prices to drop. And inventory is going up across the country. This is not just a Florida thing, folks. My inventory in my area is going up in New York State, taking longer to sell. Still not as much inventory as the southern states, but still, I mean, you don't have as many buyers moving to the northern states. So even with the influx of population going to the southern states, inventory is still falling. So that tells you how much demand has fallen off on real estate and how much builders have overbuilt once again. And at some point, they'll probably ask to be bailed out by Trump or go out of business like many did in 08. They had half neighborhoods built and they went belly up. Let's hope that doesn't happen. I don't wish, that on anybody. But at the same time, when you plan on building during a hype COVID ramp up, it's your own fault. Don't blame anybody else but you. So this is what's going on. 553 homes as of today. Wow. So you're going to have some homes to look at. Go on our website. Up here to this Villages tab, go to buy a home, fast home search. You can search multiple ways. I have it all broken down for you. You can go download our map right here, this map link. I'll show you what it looks like. Looks like this. And I use this myself because a lot of realtors are too lazy to put the village that the house is in their listing. So I have to go in here and find it for them and tell my client where it is. And so you can go here and use this. This is linked to our website. So you can go here and you can download it and I'll approve it, and then you'll be able to search our website by village, because a lot of people are looking for certain areas in the village, and they're trying to learn the villages. The villages is a big place, take you a half hour, 40 minutes to get from south to north, and they're just not 100% sure where everything is, so they're trying to figure it out. But don't worry, it's not that complicated. Once you get there and you start driving around, you'll figure it out. Okay. What else we got going on? So there's a lot of homes just sitting on the market. I did a video the other day that about 80% of the homes have been sitting on the market between 60 and 119 days. 80% of the homes sitting there. And these are the homes above 180 days. So these are 180 days and over. And there's some nice homes here, but one thing I do tend to find, some of these homes are overpriced. You'll have like this big, beautiful, power lines in the photo, which doesn't help that home's case. But I mean, I personally am not going to buy a house with a power line like that. And I don't think the villages should be able to build one like this with a power line so close to a house, to be honest with you. I mean, we all know power lines are cancer causing. No, that's not myth, that's fact. And so if you look here, there's some good priced homes here. I've done a review on a lot of these houses. But one trend I am seeing is vinyl siding. Vinyl siding, vinyl siding, vinyl siding, stucco. But if you're in the $500,000 mark, if you're up there 500 and up, I'm going to buy a stucco home. I'm not buying vinyl siding in the state of Florida. So I do tend to see that. I'll see homes in the 500 something range, but it's vinyl siding, not stucco. I personally am not going to buy that. I want the stucco siding. So there's some nice homes here, and these are sporadically throughout the villages. It's not like they're just up in the northern sections. If I look at the map, I mean, they're pretty sporadically spread out. Down here, there's quite a bit down here. This is near Magnolia Plaza. These guys are getting all beat up by the new builds. And by Well Point they're putting in here. Villages just love beating up existing homes with their new builds. So, I mean, that's what's going on here. You got Well Point going in. You have the newer sections down here undercutting all these homes that are only a couple years old. And they have to struggle to try to find a way to sell their property and do nothing but take markdowns. And by the time these folks are done, most of them will lose money. Pretty close to losing money by the time they get done paying their realtor. A lot of these are turnkey. Some of these are turnkey. I probably put $5 to $10 grand worth of furniture into this property. They had to put in the fire, extinguisher. They had to put a bunch of stuff in just in order to be able to rent this place out. If they're using it as an Airbnb or a rental, there's some money you have to spend to get that house ready to rent. So it's not like this stuff's cheap. It takes time too. So hopefully these people are in good shape, loan-wise, or they paid cash for these properties so that, they can weather the storm. But again, there's a lot of homes on the market, and if your home isn't selling, you haven't had a showing, or people just aren't interested, then it's too high. That means there's other homes around you that are in better shape, and you're just gonna have to play. It comes down to real estate with this many homes on the market in the villages, on the MLS only. I'm not even talking about the villages real estate. You get a market house town to get more attention, and people will look at price. I mean, people say that you're buying the lifestyle. Okay, well, if that's the case, every home in the villages would be $2 million. They're not. So, I get it. But at the same time, it comes down to budget, how much do I want to spend, how long am I going to be there? There's many factors going into play when someone buys a house in the villages. But these are homes that are all 90 plus, or 180 plus days, sorry. I'm doing 3 of them. We'll look at 3 here real quick. And just give you a general idea why these homes aren't selling. So let's look at that. And then if you have any questions, post down below. And again, if you're going to do a lifestyle visit in the villages, let me know. We'll hook you up with one of our agents, Sandy, Raymond, Steve Bedell, my wife, Nicole. They're all ready, willing, and able to reach out and help you out and help you buy your home in the villages. Just let me know, okay? So let's go look at some houses, and we'll chat down below. Bye. Okay, 2084 Utopia Place. This is actually a nice home inside. I don't think it's staged. I think it's actually, it's nice. One or more photos. Okay, maybe it is virtually staged. It's in the village of Hillsboro. Step inside new 2024 plank flooring, Roman showers. I mean, but if you look at this house, it's nice. But again, what are we seeing on this property right now? You're in that $550,000 range, and let me see what's in it for the price and why it's at 550. Again, if I'm going to be in this price range, I probably want to have a stucco siding. But I mean, it's nice. It's got basic countertops. It's not granite or quartz. It's got a nice lanai. It's all enclosed with screens. You know, it's again that vinyl siding. Some people are not going to want. It does have tile throughout here or vinyl. I mean, it's pretty. It's a nice home, but is it a $550 something thousand dollar home? That is a question that someone's going to have to answer. And as of right now, and I'll show you how many discounts this home has had. Right now, everybody's saying no, it's not a 550 house. Okay, and I mean, here's the main suite. It's got the older sinks, basic countertops. Walk-in shower. I mean, that's fine. I mean, somebody can replace all this if they wanted to. But again, all that costs money today. They do have updated closets. That stuff's not cheap. Now, here's another bed with that new vinyl flooring put in, with that updated Villages $39 fan light kit. Nice, folks. There we go. Here's the other bath. Again, basic countertops, tile floor. You get tile to the ceiling, at least in the shower. That's nice. And then here's your laundry. I assume that goes off the door, off the garage. Here's a mini split as well. So you can heat and cool out here if you need it on those chilly mornings right about now. And there's gutters all around. Landscaping's kind of overgrown, probably for privacy, but these all need to be cut down in half, like now, before they grow too close to your screens in your house. They're all overgrown. That could probably help a little bit. But I think another thing too, you're kind of stuck in between a bunch of houses here. And that tends to happen around these circles. Like you have somebody here, you have somebody right here in your backyard. That's probably why they have a lot of this privacy going on. Their house is just situated like between a bunch of eyes. I didn't even see behind it yet. Maybe we can see it. Yeah, there's somebody right here too. So you got two people over here looking directly into your backyard. You have another person over here. You have one right here. So you're like the house that everybody has eyes on when you go out in your yard. So I think that's probably half the battle. It's a nice lot. You could probably put a pool in here too if you really wanted to, but you're kind of situated in between a bunch of people here, just by the way this cul-de-sac works. So I think vinyl siding does have that golf cart garage. But I think at this price, even if I look at the roof, I didn't see them mentioning the roof. Maybe the roof needs a little bit of work. That could be, again, could be mold or algae, whatever people saying that may be. But there comes a point in time where you can see if the roof needs work. So, I mean, this one here. So how much is this one? $579. 3-bed, 2-bath. It's a 2,100 square foot house. Is it a 277 square foot house based on the age of it, which is 2013? It does have a pretty good lot, but you're surrounded by a bunch of people right there in your backyard. 0.26 acres. And it's vinyl siding. At this price, I think majority of people would say I want stucco. So that's one. So 2084 Utopia Place. Take a look at that one, and you'll understand what I'm saying, why this one's probably still sitting there hanging out. Let's go to another one. Okay, 5610 Hawkins Drive. I've been in this house like 6 times, and every time I go there, there's an agent. Who's the company on this one? I feel bad for this agent, and maybe still from Realty Execs. There's an agent there, Jeff. Now, Jeff, if you're watching this, I love you, man. He's there every time I come in with a client. And I feel bad because this home has been sitting there forever. And I'm not even sure how long it's been on the market. 308 days. And they've had a few markdowns. As you can see, they started at 875. They're down to 789. It's almost 100 grand off. And it's 90,000 bucks off. But this home has never been lived in. Zero, nada, ever. It's backed up to a nice preserve view. You have a ton of room for a nice bird cage and a pool. But at this price, I think it's too much money. So what happens is a lot of these people, I think the owner from this one's from California. I think I looked. They're just, again, I see a lot of this in Moultrie Creek and Shady Brook down there too. People trying to sell their golf course homes with, updated pool and all this stuff for, $1 million more than what they paid for it almost. But this is a designer home. It's nice. Again, nobody's lived in it ever. You walk in this home, it's brand new. But now look, it's just sitting here hanging out. People think it's a problem child. Um, and it's not. It's a beautiful house. You go in, it's gorgeous. It's got tile floor all the way through. But is it an $800,000 house? I would probably say no. It's not. For 800 grand, you could find more better homes. But it is brand spanking new. The only thing I didn't like about it, kind of had a small living room. This little lanai, the way they pushed out this dining room area, made this little area weird. I do like this area in here. They had a little desk up front, which we'll probably see. But it's got beautiful countertops, quartz. It's pretty. Like I said, look at it. It's never been lived in. Nobody ever moved there. This baby's just sitting empty, having open houses every single weekend, hoping. And now if I was the agent, I'd be like, okay, well, whatever. If they're not going to mark it down low enough to where we can sell it, then I'm just going to try to get as many clients off it as I can. I mean, really, to be honest with you, this has been on for 6 months. More than that, 8 months. What do you expect a realtor to do now? I mean, obviously, it's about price. There's probably been a ton of people through it. I've been in it 6 times. So, and my buyers said no, it's not what they want. So there comes a reality where, like I said in a couple of videos ago, maybe 2, 3 months ago, I said, hey, the days of flipping homes in the villages is almost over. I saw a lot of flipping going into COVID, buying a house, putting a little bit of upgrades in it, turning it back, putting it on the market, trying to make 50 to 100 grand. That's coming to an end. Even if you throw a pool in a bird cage, it's coming to an end. So here's your dining room. I mean, it's pretty. It's kind of boxy. It's the master, I think, here. I mean, it's nice. Look, these cabinets are pretty. It's too bad. It's too bad. I mean, I guess if you don't want all your money in the stock market or in a bank, I mean, I guess the best avenue would be what? Assets such as real estate, maybe gold and silver. Um, things that you could resell at or more than what you bought it for potentially, or you don't lose as much money. I guess that's what people are doing. They're throwing it, extra money in all these houses to try to protect their funds, but at the same time, this house costs money to hold on to. Not it's $2,400 a year just for the amenity fee. Then you got taxes, then you got maintenance, right? I mean, it's beautiful. Let's see the backyard. I'll show you that. You can come here and look at this one on your own, but I'll get through some of this. I like this little area. It had a little desk off the kitchen. It was kind of cool. Got a golf cart garage. I mean, it's not bad. So this is the area I think that really doesn't sell the house very well. They pushed out this dining room, and it kind of blocked off the lanai. So I just don't like that. I mean, I guess some people would try to stay away from the heat. But I mean, you have this huge backyard backing up to a preserve. And I mean, you don't have a huge lanai itself, but you could put a pool in here in a heartbeat like the neighbors did. I mean, every single one of these neighbors have a pool. But this one here, for 800 grand, 800, almost 900,000 they started this house at. It's a nice lot, but I don't know if I'd be willing to spend 800 grand on a house without a pool on that lot. But it's beautiful. So what are you going to do? 5610 Hawkins Drive. Look where they started at. They started at 875. They're down 90K trying to get this baby sold. The last markdown was last month, but they waited 3 months during the busy season to mark this home down. And now they're going into slow season of home sales for the next few months. So hopefully they can get this sold, but I feel bad for Jeff. He was a nice guy, just sitting there hanging out, showing houses. I'm sure he was sick of my face bringing people through there. But anyways, look at that one. Let's go to another one. So here's another one, 2425 Kelly Place. I think it's a Topaz model. Magnolia, it's near Magnolia Plaza. I'm pretty sure it's a Topaz. Got that 2-car garage up front. It's a turnkey package. Everything's included. Washer, dryer, all the furnishings, everything. Utensils, you name it. It's all going with it. It's not bad. It's over here near Fenny. There's Magnolia Plaza. This is Marsh Bend going down to the newer sections. So this is being beat up by the villages because they're building just south of them. And, they're trying to get that 315 mark for a two bath, 1234. And that's going to be tough. Some of these homes have sold below that 300 mark, the same model. Again, fully furnished in the last 6 months. And I could pull them up. It's a nice looking house. The decor is nice. That's an area rug by the looks of it. But when you have this two bath, and you're being beat up by the villages, by the own builder that you bought this from, it's going to be hard for you to get over that 300 mark right now. And what's the draw to this house? I guess fully furnished makes a difference. I think if they got this down near that 300 mark, it should probably sell. But again, these people, I don't know what they paid for it. I didn't look, but vinyl siding. Let's see the backyard. Let's see what that looks like. I think I had a decent yard, actually. It wasn't that bad. Maybe it was a corner lot. Yeah, there's a road here. I thought this was a corner lot house, too. But supposedly in this one of these designs, there's room to put a pool here, right? And it's a pretty house. I like the color of it. Vinyl siding, front lanai. But you can work in a birdcage and a pool, I think, on this one, based on that map. So what do you do when you're stuck in this situation where you have this house, you're trying to sell it, you spend a lot of money on furniture just to make this thing livable, and now you're going to have to walk away, maybe paying your realtor, giving away all this furniture you spent money on, and maybe coming out of pocket money, and then competing with the builder and in the new homes that they're doing south of them. So this is the reason why I think a lot of these homes are sitting. Other than a lot of these are dated. I will say some of these homes are just dated. They're older. They haven't put any money into them. And that's kind of what's going on with some of these. They're in the older sections. They didn't put a lot of money. They still have the same stuff they had in them 15 years ago. And again, if I'm going to buy a house, I'm not going to pay full retail for that kind of house. Again, COVID they did. We're post-COVID now. This is not going to happen. So if I'm going to buy a house and I have to throw 50 in it to update it, I'm automatically going to take what this home is worth after I fix it, minus all my cost, minus some profit. I'm not going to fix your house that's dated, that is going to be my house, throw a ton of money in it, and then have no equity and be trapped in my home. If I'm going to fix your house, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to estimate what it's going to be worth when I'm done fixing it. And then I'm going to take off some percentages for profit too. So I have some equity for my work and my time. That's how people think, especially how investors think. Just remember that. So anyways, this is the reason why I think some of the homes are sitting here so long. If you guys have an opinion on it, please let me know. I'd be happy to discuss it with you down below. And again, 553 homes, record inventory in the villages, and everybody have a rocking day. If you need anything, don't be afraid to reach out to me down below. And again, go to our YouTube channel, go to our X channel. We also have that, and our Facebook channel. Feel free to sign up in one of those places. And search our website for homes. We have a great search site. It's easy to use. And everybody have a rocking day. If I don't see you before Christmas, everybody have a great Christmas and a happy holiday. And we'll talk to you soon.